Look at the state of this. Look at the state.
With your
of
Costanza
this.
wallet?
Yes.
Oh, moths.
Yes, dust and moths. That is why we are talking budget-friendly knives today. We've got some great stuff from Smith & Wesson, from Schrade, from Kershaw, from Gerber, Buck, and even a CRKT. Stay tuned, guys. We're going to have a great show. It's time for Guys Talk Knives. We are back and brought to you again by Smoky Mountain Knife Works, SMKW.com, the world's largest knife store. That is Jason, I, and Mandy.
And this is dangerous. You put all the knives in front of me this week.
And they're, I won't, needless I say, they're cheap. They're cheap.
Inexpensive, budget-friendly,
Yeah, I guess we
wallet-friendly.
could say that. But I'm just saying this. They're cheap, man. They are good knives at a cheap price. And
They are cheap in the sense that they will not kill your budget.
that's really it.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you need that, right?
There is nothing wrong. You know me. I am a fan of every brand we carry, but I like a Rough Rider.
But do you have that moment like I do? Like you put things in your pocket and you, depending on what you're going to do, you're like, do I want to put that expensive one in my pocket, or do I want to put this one in case I lose it?
Exactly.
And the thing is, they're good for the daily task that you're after.
Sure. Because I'll put a knife in my pocket if I'm cutting grass.
Mhm.
I'm not going to put an expensive knife in my pocket while I'm cutting grass.
No 0460 while you're mowing the lawn.
No. It's going to be a Rough Rider.
I lost an.
Where if I have to pop open a can of paint while I'm working outside for something, I don't care.
I lost an open L in the yard for 2 years.
Did you find it again?
I did. Believe it or not, it was in great shape.
Have you talked to Tony about his?
I heard this story.
With the Spyderco?
I just pointed at Melina. She's
Yeah.
down there. Yeah,
And it looks good.
it does.
And it was in his yard for 2 years. And
crazy.
he thinks, and I think he's right, it got hit by the lawnmower at least once.
Probably.
Yeah.
If you hear that noise, it's usually it.
I don't know if it was that bad.
Do not run over a snake with a lawnmower. I'm just going to say that. It's not.
There are worse things you'd hit with a lawnmower?
It's not a pleasant sound, nor is it a
Cougar.
pleasant result.
Rhino.
If you can get a cougar with your lawnmower, I want to see this Cub Cadet that you're driving around this thing. That's crazy. Let's jump into these because
Yes.
I think we've got some awesome things here. We're going to start off at the end with Schrade, not an
have a list
Astro-Glide, but an Ultra-Glide.
But an Ultra-Glide. I love the action on this knife. Look at that.
It's a manual flipper.
I'm going to break our usual norm, and we're going to talk price off the bat with all these.
We should.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
$15.
$15.
50. God, that feels good.
Right?
Oh my, okay, stop everything else. The handle on that, what is it?
It's aluminum, I believe. Or
It
it's-
is.
Yeah.
But the texture, it almost has a rubberized feel to it.
It's got some kind of coating on it that makes it feel really, really good. I like it.
I've never held one of these.
Yeah.
That is just fantastic.
But you see them in the stats in the back end of the website just
All the time. Yeah. No.
going. Yeah.
Hundreds of these.
A lot of these that I
throughout the
picked
year.
today are ones that are top sellers on our
So,
website.
3.5 inch drop point blade, titanium coated. Always make me move my stuff. Linerlock. It's got a flipper on the back. 8.13 inches overall. This is a good sized blade.
Yeah.
It's just a great knife, and that I don't know which I like more,
And
the
it
action
is
or the handle.
slim enough that it will sit in your
Oh.
pocket and feel great. It's
Yeah.
a what I would say just over a mid-size EDC to a full-size EDC.
Sure.
Somewhere in there. I dig it.
I may end up having to buy one of those. I mean, there's a Cold Steel, one of their new plastic butterflies.
Yeah.
It's not plastic. That sounds crude. One of their new non-metallic butterflies is on my desk right now that I'm purchasing, but this may be something else that I buy today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
That is, God, that just is really, really nice. It's 9 CR 14 MOV steel.
Right. It's got a coating on the blade, so it's
Yeah.
going to protect it. You know,
I'm still blown away by the handle. I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting that feel.
let's see how the thumb stud.
No, the thumb stud's in a good place too.
You know,
Because you can't, you
I
either
can't
one,
do
you
that.
can't work thumb
I can't do
studs.
that at all, but
Yeah.
I can actually flick that one and it goes.
I mean, that's
$15.
That's a good knife.
Yeah.
We can stop.
No more. We're done.
I don't know that we can get. I'm not calling into question any of these other four, but wow.
Yeah, if you're listening on the podcast, just so you know, this thing has sort of like almost a fluted milled aluminum handle. It is a very modern looking.
Very much so. And
EDC.
if you can think about the texture on the handle, it really almost has a velvet finish, a satin finish
Right.
to that aluminum.
Right.
And it really grips your hand well.
Right. It's a liner lock. It's all gray. The coating on the blade matches the handle. I think this is just a pretty knife, and you can't beat $15.
No, and I'm very, very impressed. That is just really, man, yeah.
Well, prepare yourself to
And it's Jared ready because it has a lanyard hole. That's
prepare
nice.
yourself to continue being impressed. Because when I got this one, I got it because it's a bestseller on the website.
Yes, it is.
I did not figure in this switch that's here, and I read it in the description. I had not held this knife. It says auto. It switches from auto to that. It doesn't mean that it's an automatic knife.
No.
It means it goes from spring assisted to manual. But look at this.
And this is another one that I have not handled before, have seen in the stats forever.
Switch it. You close it up. It's a liner lock as well. You close it up to the manual. Use the thumb stud.
Yeah.
And it's in a good spot as well. I mean, I can probably flick that one too.
So if you've ever wanted a mode switch on the side of a knife, we've got it.
So if you're listening on the podcast, we've got a spring-assisted flipper.
Yeah.
With ambidextrous thumb studs. This is from Smith & Wesson.
Mm-hmm.
It's an M&P. Go ahead and run that one down.
It's an M&P M2.0 dual action assisted opening liner lock. You've got a black coated 3.125 inch AUS 8 high carbon stainless steel blade.
That's nice.
It's a modified tanto. It's enough tanto that you still have that strength near the tip. But it doesn't quite drop down as much as
it looks like. If you're listening on the podcast, it looks like a fat Osborne blade, like a 940 Osborne.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with the 940 Osborne, it looks like that type blade.
Glass breaker, lanyard hole. It's a liner lock. Again, you do have that dual action opening, manual or assisted safety on the side, which is really, really cool. That is an amazing little knife. It's a what's our handle? It's gray aluminum on the handle, so it's nice and light. It again, especially if you're listening in podcast land, it looks like a rescue knife without the seatbelt cutter.
Yeah,
is what it reminds me of.
Reversible on the
knife.
pocket clip. That's nice. And what was the price on this little bad boy?
Oh, we forgot that, didn't we? $10.
$10.
$10 for some really cool technology. For just a nicely weighted knife too.
Right.
It's not too heavy, not too light, and it is fast as lightning. Wow. Yeah,
you could throw that in your pocket, throw that in your glove box, throw that wherever.
Right.
At $10, you are
Just
not going to worry about losing it.
And a good solid glass breaker that's built into your pocket clip.
I think it's actually going to swivel around the pocket clip. So
If you turn it, it will.
Yeah, so you can actually reverse that pocket clip.
It's really groovy.
That's nice.
And again, $10.
$10.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot.
Moving on.
Oh, this is one I have played with before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is the Kershaw Val Mara.
Have you ever noticed that all these Kershaws that have the little, I think that's G10.
Glass nylon.
Glass nylon.
Yeah.
All these that are like that, I mean, they have like some serious speed safe assist action.
They
on
do.
them.
Yeah.
They are fast.
That handle's very grippy. Feels good in your hand. It's very contoured. This is the Val Mara. It is $17. It's a 3-inch stonewash finished 8 CR13 MOV stainless steel blade. Speed safe assisted opening, glass filled nylon handle. It is a liner lock, reversible tip up pocket clip, and a lanyard hole, so it is Jared safe. Jared's in our econ department, and he's a lanyard hole fiend. So I always mention that just to throw him out there. 4.125 inches closed. And for $17,
so
this may be. Flip it over and look at the work on the back of this.
Oh, yeah. This spacer's pretty darn cool.
This spacer's really cool looking.
Yeah. It's nifty. It's got the steel liners too.
I love that knife.
I think when I look at it, I go, that looks like a big knife shape.
It does, yeah.
In a definitely mid-size EDC folder.
You know what it reminds me of? Do you remember the old Vaquero and Ombre series that Gold Steel had back in the late 90s, early 2000s? It reminds me, the blade style reminds me of that a little bit. I just think that knife, it fits perfectly in your hand. There's good jimping on the back of that blade in case you've got to bear down on something.
It's Kershaw.
For anybody in podcast land, this is a nice contoured handle, almost like a folding hunter handle style a little bit.
Yes. It's got the finger choil. It's
Yeah.
got all the things you need to really grip onto this knife.
But you've got that very dedicated flipper that becomes the choil in the front for a modern EDC. This is a great piece to add to your pocket dump that's $17.
Seriously.
Kershaw, assisted opening.
Right.
They were the
Right.
the
And you're going to get
innovators
back by
in the
Kershaw
day.
that whole bit.
That's exactly right.
It's a nice knife.
I
dig the recurve in it.
I do too. I mean, again, it
Reminds me of
is
the old Serengeti Skinners, the big ones.
oh
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Right. So
And again, $17.
Yeah.
Go Kershaw.
I love that they're doing that. And you guys can't see that in podcast land. There's almost like a thumb divot that's further up the blade from the jimping that you could really bear down on. It's kind of nice.
I again, it's just a solid knife. It is a great example of a modern EDC
At a great price.
at a great price. It's affordable, and again, you're not getting. It's not being skimped on. This is a Kershaw.
Look, man, you could throw that for birthdays, or for
Get out of
Father's
here, of course,
Day,
yes.
any of that stuff.
No,
I mean,
it's great.
You're not going to dent your wallet hardly, but Dad's going to be happy with that.
Of course they are.
It's going to be awesome. Guys, we're going to take a short little break here in just a second. We remind you that we are brought to you by Smoky Mountain Knife Works, SMKW.com, as Jason rubs the kettlebell. You're hilarious. We're going to remind you that you need to like, share, and subscribe to these videos. It's what helps push us up the rankings. The more you do it, the more you listen to us on the podcast, the more you get out there.
Be an influencer.
Yes.
Tell your friends, your neighbors, your loved ones
Yes.
that they should carry more sharp, pointy things.
Katrina, Michael, Tobias, all these people are tuning in all the time. You guys just get out there and push it on these people.
Names of people that he knew. And I was
I
like,
know the people that tune into these every single week. Yeah, Tom and Tim and some other people like that. It's
Just
amazing.
naming
No,
names.
Tim Weingart. I can give you the last names if you want. It'll happen. But guys, we are brought to you by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on
Yes,
Twitter.
indeed.
We're going to take a short break, and Jason and I will be right back with more. All that Guys Talk Knives.
What's up, guys? It's Swags from SMKW.com, and I have the coolest all-around outdoors knife for you. So, from doing small woodwork around the fire, just getting a large game, this is the Mora Canspool. What's great about this knife and what makes it so versatile, it's the grind. Can we catch that?
Yep.
It's nice, ain't it? This is a 9-inch overall knife, and it's got a 4.4-inch Sandvik blade. It's also, just like all Moras, super sharp, super strong right out of the box, and it comes with its own Mora sheath. Now this is only $34, so for you to get your own Swedish knife, go to smkw.com and check it out. And we'll catch y'all next time.
And we are back with more Guys Talk Knives. That's Jason, I'm Andy, and we're talking
kettlebell?
kettlebell.
Peanut.
We're talking budget-friendly knives, in case you missed the first half of the episode.
Kettlebell? Peanut.
I have to say, it does look like a peanut. It looks like a big green
This is
peanut.
the Gerber green peanut knife.
Gerber Kettlebell. What was I? Can I do it? Oh, I can.
Yeah.
Every time I have to find the right spot.
With
Once
that
I-
one, you definitely can.
Yeah,
though.
once I find the right spot, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This, I can't say is my favorite one that they came out with last year.
No.
Because the
Flat iron
flat
was.
iron
Yeah.
probably was.
Mhm.
This is a very close number 2.
Yeah, this is part of the budget line from Gerber. It is
Yeah.
one of their imported knives. But these kettlebells, to me, that is a great little everyday carry that is different from everything else out there.
You and I are both suckers for an all metal knife where it's metal handles,
Absolutely.
metal blade, obviously. Not obviously, but most of the time. But this is again, great EDC from Gerber. $25. So it's the second most expensive one that we have on the table.
Mhm.
But the kettlebell series, because they have several of these, this one, the texture on the handle is superb. The action's great. It's a really solid frame lock. It has a coined aluminum handle.
Mhm.
It's a 2.5-inch 7CR17 MOV clip point blade.
And it
I
looks
like-
like you made a stubby clip point.
It does.
It's a
I
fat,
like the
stubby-
size of this.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't want to carry a big knife, but you still want good control in your hand, this is it. Because sometimes when you go down to a smaller blade, you end up with a very, very small handle. You end up with something that, depending on the size of your hands, you may not feel like you have good control over if you need to actually cut something. This one, the handle is still...
This one, I feel like I could grab onto this. I could grab onto this and do some serious cutting.
Yes.
I could really dig into something and just work through it. It's got the choil right here that I can get on and protect my finger.
The clip point has that nice big upsweep in it. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. 3.75 inches closed, 6.25 inches overall when it's open. I dig that.
Yeah, so it's going to go down pretty small. I mean, this is the kind that's going to sit deep in your pocket, and I love it.
Yeah,
it is, and I'm not huge on thumb studs, but it's ambidextrous thumb studs, and I like how that works.
Well, and you've got enough of a blade there that you can pop it open really easily as well.
Do it.
So it's just a good, solid knife. I mean, I really, really like
that big frame lock on it too. Is going to keep it nice and locked up tight, open.
Check that out. Always go the wrong direction.
Yeah, it's because it screws with your head.
But see that frame lock? It is just a nice big chunk of steel. In there.
Yeah.
So it's just superb.
$25.
$25.
$25.
Go Gerber.
Yeah, no, seriously. Gerber has a lot of things out there, and this was brand new last year. You can't beat that for $25. That one right there again would make a great Father's Day gift.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah,
especially if they
worked in Georgia and had a peanut farmer. Yeah, I knew it was coming.
Or they supported Carter back in the 70s.
Peanut farmer.
Tell them. Jimmy
a little
Carter,
green
Gerber
peanut. We don't eat the green ones, Jason. We don't eat the green ones.
That's a good Jimmy Carter.
Thank you.
That's solid. I like it.
It's Green Knife Day.
It is Green Knife Day. It should have been St. Patty's Day. Wow.
Spitfire. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. To me, that is like the modern take on the 110. They've updated the 110s and all the other stuff, but to me, this is more the modern version of a 110 than anything. It's got the thumb hole.
Even the 110s with the new handle materials and the slim design, they're different than this. This one has that nice bird shape to the blade where you've got that eye you can hang on to open it with.
It does feel a little Spyderco-ish, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. That lockback is like any other buck lockback you ever mess with. It is solid. It is not going anywhere, and your knife is going to stay open. So,
but if you're listening on, let's hit just a little roundabout area for the people on the podcast. We're looking at a buck Spitfire. It is the plain bladed version. It does have that almost spy versus spy blade like we talked about with Spyderco. It's got an anodized green aluminum handle with the lockback. I'm pretty sure if Jason looks at the stats, it'll be 420 HC on this.
It is.
With that heat tempering that they do and the heat treat they do at Buck, that 420 HC is going to be solid. It what goes in all the 110s and 112s. You have a fully reversible, fully ambidextrous pocket clip on this thing.
Anywhere you want that pocket clip.
Yeah, you can go tip up, tip down, either side, lefties, righties. You guys can handle this one just fine. And then you've got the adequate thumb hole.
You do, yeah.
That for me, and you know how bad I am at this stuff.
No.
It's just in the right spot.
The thumb hole on the entire Spitfire series is perfectly placed because you just take it, rotate it right open. It is, they placed it for me, for you, for most people that I've talked to. They put it in just the right place. And again, because it's there, you can also just flick it right open.
And then because it's anodized aluminum, you're looking at light.
It weighs
You're also
nothing.
looking at slim. So when you come down here and look at this, John, you can see how slim that knife is. In your pocket, this is going to disappear. But you're talking about a hefty little everyday.
And I have to go look. I know we've got that in several colors. I like the green.
We've got now blue, green, yellow is brand new, brown is brand new. Is that right?
Yep.
And gray.
And
I think there's a drab one too. And
that
this is
you're right. That brown is beautiful.
It is. And so you can pick your color in these, jimping built into the handle, but you're looking at a knife that's going to be a workhorse for you.
And jimping down here on the trailing edge
I thought that was pretty
of the handle as well.
You can see that right there.
So again, you've got a place to grab with an aluminum handle that keeps it nice and light and feels great in your hands, not going to catch in your pocket or anything.
I'll be honest. I was completely surprised by the Spitfire. The first time that I was out with Thelma, at the
No,
counter.
you're exactly right.
Worship Thelma, guys.
Yes.
You should. If you come in, talk to Thelma at the buck counter.
For certain.
She showed me this.
She knows her stuff.
I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
I mean, and I just like it.
I'd love to see an automatic version of that.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Love to see an auto version of that.
So, what?
You have to beef up the handle a little bit,
Right.
but I'd love to see an auto version of that.
Overall, once we get this all the way open, I don't think I hit that spec.
No, 7.5 inches overall, 3-inch blade, $35.
That's not bad.
No,
Not bad.
No, it's
420
great.
from Buck. I think that's USA made.
It's U.S. made.
USA made.
$35.
$35. So
Yeah.
check those out. Go on there. We get them in both plain bladed and partially serrated, and they're nice. There's also a Spitfire Mini. I think that's what it's called. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's smaller than this.
It is.
Same makeup, all the same thing.
Same good fill.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the Mini, because
Just
the
a
Mini's
smaller
not
knife.
a whole lot smaller than that.
I would
you
say
can-
it goes about to there.
Yeah.
If you just shrunk this knife just a
Thumb
little
hole
bit.
still in the right place. You can swing it open very easily, even on the Mini. It's a buck.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig that. I even like the green. I'm not usually a colorful knife guy.
Right.
I dig the green in both of those. That is beautiful.
Yeah, that's very St. Patty's Day. We should have done that on St. Patty's Day. We were just a little
It's all right. In the bottle. Post St. Patty's Day. We had plenty of openers for the bottle.
So I picked this one because it was both budget friendly
This is a
and
cool
it's
pick.
something different than you would see from CRKT.
And
I just
won't break the table.
no, apparently not. Apparently my hands don't
That's right.
work. So CRKT Noma.
Yeah.
It is a two-hand opener.
It is.
It is a lockback. I'm going to put it
It
down
has
here.
a nail mark, for goodness sake.
It does. No thumb stud. You are going to open this with two hands. But I think the idea here was let's make a no-nonsense, heavy-duty lockback that you could take in the field and use on your hunting trip or whatever. And it's got almost that Nesmith-style blade to it.
Now, I know you picked it, but if you had to put a price on that, some specs real quick. 3.3 inches long blade, 8CR 13 MOV, black reinforced fiber polyamide handle.
Mm-hmm.
So a great composition handle, lockback, tip-up pocket clip. It is almost 8 inches overall when opened. What price point would you put on that?
So I think you could probably easily come out at $34, $40, something like that.
15.
I even wrote
And
that down.
I know you picked it, but
Right.
it doesn't feel like a $15 knife.
No.
None of these feel like the price point they are.
Right.
But that, wow.
So if you're listening on the podcast, we're looking at a black GFN polyamide handle on this. It's got almost a mid-lock on the back of it.
Mhm.
It's a good size, I'd say a field knife. And I say that because
for sure.
the blade shape reminds me of that Nesmith style blade.
See, I was going to say Kephart, but you're right.
Yeah.
Either way,
Right.
It's that very old school bushcraft style blade.
Yeah, so Tyler was showing me that with these kind, when you have this this bend right here that goes down to that drop point, and that is like on our the Nesmith
The
version.
JG5.
Yeah, the JG5.
Yeah.
That when you are skinning something out, when you get in there under, you're running along a shoulder or whatever, and this is keeping the blade up and keeping it like
Makes
basically
complete
like a
and total
ski,
Yes, makes complete and total
skinning
sense.
things out.
Sure.
I like that.
I tell you,
I had not seen this before.
I've seen it on the site. Never have handled one of these. The texture on the handle, you can see it's got these the dashes and dots on the side of the handle. Gives you a really secure feeling on that. You've got some jimping right along the ridge where your thumb's going to lay. It fits great in your hand. How
Much do you think that weighs ounces? I'm going to say like 3 or 4, maybe.
Yeah, probably so. And if you look at your pocket clip, when you flip it over, you can see that your pocket clip, oh, here it is, up here at the top, where you can actually swap it. You actually have a divot here at the top that the pocket clip actually sits down into. So when you change that pocket clip's going to be completely secure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of in love with that CRKT.
At $15, with the slimness of this, with the weight of it, I'm going to say it's probably like 4 or maybe 5 ounces.
Probably so.
Just by holding it in my hand. But you could make this your backup hunting knife.
Oh, sure you could.
So you could take this thing, drop it in your pack. It's slim enough, and then if your go-to gets lost while you're
Sure.
hiking, whatever, you've still got this bad boy to do whatever you need
No
to
assisted
do.
opening.
Nope.
No fancy locking system, no liner lock, none of that.
Nope.
This is a basic CRKT field knife.
Yep.
I hope they keep doing things like this because I really dig that knife.
It's a Voxnays design. That's why it looks so nice when it comes out there. Jeff
Oh.
Voxnays.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, after you say that, you go, okay, yeah, I can see it completely.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to be
Oh,
at Blade
very
Show.
cool.
That's like the best segue she's ever given us. Because that's what I was going to talk about
Blade
next.
Show's coming up fast.
Guys, we have all these budget-friendly knives, and we also have everything in the spectrum. So
Yeah.
the thing that I think people don't realize when they go on to smkw.com is there's 22,000 things there,
Yes, there are.
right?
There are.
You can cruise around, you can filter down, you can find what you want. You can find all of these.
Oh, yeah.
You can find cheaper than that, less expensive.
You certainly can, yeah.
You can find that. But you're also going to find all the way to high-end collectibles and antiques and custom knives. I think the most pricey we had was $6,000 on the web.
5 or 6.
$6,000
Yeah.
for a knife. All the way back down to the middle area. We were talking around 150, 200.
Sure.
In the 50, 60 range. And then we're talking here in the 10 to 30 range.
In the very budget-friendly range where you're
Right.
not going, oh, I got to think about that
Right.
before I buy it.
Right. So here's the cool thing. We are the title sponsor of Blade Show again this year in Atlanta,
Yep.
June 7th through the 9th. Jeff Voxnays will be there. I know that Flavio Icoma will be there.
Yep.
I know that these two guys will be
Exactly right.
there, barring something crazy happening.
Nothing crazy.
We're going to be right up front, and we are going to try to broadcast this show to you so that you can see Blade Show. We're going to put swags out with Melina, and they're going to
Yep.
run around and give you a little color commentary of what is going on. It's going to be
some
fun.
free stuff.
They'll probably get a ton of free stuff.
There'll
We're
be
going to
free
give
stuff.
some free stuff, but I bet they roam around. I bet they get a
Oh,
bunch of.
no, I'm not even talking about that. That goes without saying. But no, I bet there'll be free stuff given out.
There might see some really cool stuff
They might.
that
They might.
shows up.
Yeah.
Cool stuff
They might.
that
They might.
shows up
Yeah.
for you to get.
And
at
of course,
Blade
we'll have
Show.
a booth there where you can buy these more different,
Mhm.
anything we've got.
Lots of cool stuff
Yeah.
happening. Guys, if you're not following us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, please do it. We're doing a giveaway every single week on Facebook and on Instagram. They're separate giveaways. Good stuff happens there all the time. Join the SMKW Army on Facebook. It's just a good place to hang out and be.
Good people having fun talking about sharp, pointy things.
Oh, yeah. We love sharp, pointy things.
That's right.
That's Jason. I'm Andy. Melina's over on the floor. John's in the studio. Swag's had the day off. But this has been another episode of Guys Talk Knives. We'll catch you next time. Peanut! I will cut your peanut.